This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Find something in your life that you hate as much as the Phillies hate winning on the day after a travel day. I don't know what time the Phillies got in this morning to Philadelphia, to like their own beds and stuff. I don't know what time. From the looks of things, for the most part, it kind of looked like they got in about 20 minutes before first pitch. I mean, Cristopher Sanchez was late getting out to the mound at CBP, if you recall correctly. You know what? Also, find something in your life that you hate as much as Trey Turner hates tagging runners at second base. If you could just find, oh, man, that kind of, oh, goodness gracious. You really get your blood boiling. Oh, man. Hey, we want to tag this guy that's trying to take second base? Oh, no? You don't want to do that? Okay, well, you don't have to because it's Trey Turner land. And despite how red, scorching hot he has been, with the exception of the last two games for the Phillies, just tagging guys is like asking Ben Simmons to shoot a jump shot. I got a mental block. I just can't do it. Goodness gracious, man. And, of course, this one comes back to bite the Phillies in the butt. Big time. Got things going there for the Cardinals a wee bit. We'll get into that conversation, as one would assume. We'll get into Bryce Harper, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. There was one point there, I forget who it was. I think it was Liberatore that he was going out there. And he was just, like, I half expected the homie Milner. There you go. Treatment. We remember when he was facing Milner, Bryce Harper, and he just kind of all but laid the bat down and just stood there in the batter's box like, I have no idea where the ball's coming from, so I'm just going to take these pitches because I can't pick up the arm slot. Remember that? It kind of had that vibe to it when he was facing Liberatore earlier in the ballgame. He goes to strike out twice. He's 0 for 3. He gets a walk. That was exciting. But still no big hit from him. Played some decent defense today, but no big hit from him. Edmundo Sosa had the opportunity to keep a run off the board. That didn't work out well. He sailed a throw. There was a chance they would have got the runner there, a chance, but would have had to have been a perfect throw. You definitely weren't going to get the runner there. They do it in the 7th inning, 6th inning, whatever it was. If you threw it 5 feet over Bryce Harper's max vertical. Yeah, so there's that. This was not a fun game. They come back from a 5-1 road trip. They come into this game, one of the hottest teams in baseball, playing the hottest team in baseball in the St. Louis Cardinals, who won 10-12, just absolutely on fire. And the Phillies do nothing to squash that. I mean, Cristopher Sanchez battled his butt off in this game. Absolutely battled his butt off in this game. Did not have his best stuff. His changeup was a little erratic early. Guys weren't really chasing at it. They were waiting on it. His sinker was a little erratic at times. A couple of full counts early in the game. He walked 3. He hit a guy, almost hit another guy. It was a interesting game for Cristopher Sanchez, and it really was similar to his last start. But does not get double play balls when he needs double. Well, he got double play balls. They just weren't able to turn them on a couple of different instances. But still, he wasn't at his best tonight. He battled through his 6 innings tonight. He went out there, gave you everything he had. Unfortunately, it wasn't his best. But still, bottom line, despite all that, and I forget how many pitches he even threw tonight. I knew it was around 100. 98 pitches tonight for Cristopher Sanchez. 98 pitches through 6 innings of work, 2 runs. That's the bottom line. They give the ball over to the bullpen. Oh, Matt Strahm. That one hurt. And then Orion Kerkering. Hey, nice to see you. Great job. Tanner Banks. Hey, great job. Nice to see you. The only guy that came back to get you was Matt Strahm, unfortunately. Everybody else was coming up roses out of the Phillies bullpen. So we got a lot to get into tonight. I didn't even give you 3 big things, but it's along the lines of what I just gave you. We'll get into the player of the game. We'll get into the turning point, and we'll also get into what you'll be talking about tomorrow. Welcome into Locked On Phillies Postcast. My name is Mark Farzetta. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day for your Locked On Phillies daily podcast. So make sure you guys are following, liking, and producing all that great stuff from Connor Thomas throughout the week. And yeah, like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies podcast as well. Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. 3 big things. Number 1, I start with Cristopher Sanchez. This guy, I never have to question the effort from a guy like Cristopher Sanchez. I have to question whether or not he could feel the ball in his fingers. I don't think that was an issue tonight. But he absolutely went out there and said, I am not going to be the reason this team loses this game. And he gave you everything he possibly could. He gets out there in the 4th inning. He throws 26 pitches. Somehow, magically, in that 6th inning, in that 4th inning, through 26 pitches, he only allows 1 run. And that run wasn't even his fault. Arenado ended up, he led off with a walk. So, yeah, you can certainly look and say Cristopher Sanchez was struggling on that. However, Cristopher Sanchez, after the walk to Jose Alvarado, gives up a fly ball to Contreras, who, by the way, was trying to give himself up with a bunt in that at bat. He flies out to Johan Rojas. Johan Rojas doesn't have his footing. He had to go back on the ball, so I'm not calling Rojas out like he needed to make a better play. I think it would have been miraculous if he somehow would have been able to get behind that ball and then run in to make a better throw. But he made a great throw considering the throw was there. The throw wasn't the problem. The problem was Trey Turner for the 2nd straight game, just like Jose Ramirez slides right around his tag in Cleveland yesterday. Nolen Arenado doesn't even pull a swim move. Just straight into the bag. And Trey Turner is out there just, where is he? Like, does he blindfold himself? Does he pull his hat down over his eyes and he's like, it's more fun if he just guess where the runner is? Is he trying to play pin the tail on the donkey? What are we doing? Oh, and guess what happened? Arenado scored the go-ahead run. Oh, and guess what happened? This is a 1-run ball game. So every misplay was a little precious in this one for the Phils. So Trey Turner, can we just tag a guy? Can we just, I don't know how you practice that. I'd like to maybe do that. I know hockey goalies have this insane drill where they have little lights flash up and they got to do that. Maybe that little game that was big on social media for a second where those little things drop and you got to grab them. Maybe Trey Turner can do that. Hitting for the most part has been good. Not so much today, but hitting for the most part has been good. The tagging thing just really grinds my gears. All right. Bryce Harper. I kind of laid into him already. He hasn't really been fantastic. Let's just put it that way. Let's jump to the overall offense in tonight's ball game because this was nauseating as well. 4th inning, Phillies have an opportunity to come back. They do come back. They get the run right back for Cristopher Sanchez. They find a way to pick him up after that, to find a way to pick up Trey Turner. Good to see that. JT Realmuto got the 1-out walk. There's going to be 1-out double. Jeez. Alec Boehm steps up there, grounds into the fielder's choice. It's a nice flip there from Donovan. Sosa goes up there, gets the infield single to 3rd, hit the ball on the screws to Arenado. Arenado bobbled this one. Earlier in the ball game, you saw a similar play that Arenado was able to make on Edmundo Sosa. This time, and not so much. They get the run home on the bobble, and it's a 1-1 ball game just like that. Phillies go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Another labor-filled inning, at least, where it wasn't clean. You allowed 2 base runners, courtesy of Cristopher Sanchez. Just 14 pitches, but 2 base runners there, including a walk and an infield single that actually went off the mitt of Sanchez in that 5th inning. Then you get into the 6th inning here. Sanchez is at 80 pitches. He gets Contreras to strike out to start things off on a changeup. Then he faces Herrera. He leaves the sinker up in the zone, away. Not a terrible pitch, but a better swing. If you go back to it with, I think it was Aaron Nola against the Guardians, similar type of situation where a ball was outside. It was not a bad pitch. It was actually a decent pitch. I'll label it as that, but a great swing, put it out of the ballpark. Similar situation with Herrera tonight. It wasn't a terrible pitch. It wasn't a great pitch, but it was an okay pitch. Herrera went with it on a 1-1 sinker that was up and away, and he made sure it went far away, 389 feet out there to right field for a 2-1 St. Louis Cardinals lead. And then after that, what does Sanchez do? Settles in nicely right after that. Back-to-back strikeouts, both on the changeup. Paez strikes out, and so does Walker. So you're out of that jam. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now getting back to the offense here. Kyle Schwarber leads it off. Liberatore at this point is at 68 pitches. Kyle Schwarber leads off with a single. Nick Castellanos gets a single just like that. He got first and third because Kyle Schwarber, with nobody out, read the ball perfectly and made it to third base. First and third, nobody out. What could go wrong in a one-run ball game? Well, JT Realmuto steps up to the plate, and JT Realmuto grounds into the 5-4 fielder's choice. The run crosses the plate. He's able to beat it out. So the run, scores. There's 1 out instead of 2. Alec Boehm gets a single, another single. JT goes to second. You got first and second with 1 out. They say that's enough. Liberatore is out. Leahy comes in. First and second, 1 out. Stott goes from a 3-0 count, pinch hitting for Sosa at this point. Stott goes from a 3-0 count to a 3-2 count, misses a couple of fastballs. He ends up going down in that inning on a sac fly. I think it was to left field, if I'm not mistaken. Kepler steps up there, grounds out to end the inning on a play where Contreras certainly saved a run. I mean, the Phillies at this point are tied 2-2 with the Cardinals. Contreras makes a diving play to his right that would have brought home the go-ahead run for the Phillies to make it a 3-2 Phillies lead. Contreras dives to his right, smothers it, gets up, robs Kepler of that RBI single it would have been, steps on first base, and ends the inning just like that. The very next inning, Matt Strahm is in there. Barrero gets him to strike out. Nootbaar goes up there, lines out to right field. Cassie makes a nice sliding grab. You're thinking, all right, here we go, Matt Strahm. Easy peasy. And then he gives up the 0-1 fastball for a home run, 377 feet to left field. And it's a 3-2 St. Louis Cardinals lead. And that's all they would need. But the offense especially, I mean, we'll call it what it is. If I got to go with a player of the game, I can't do it when it comes to the Phillies tonight. I can't do it. But when it comes to player of the game,
this is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I'm gonna give it to Winn, who came up with a game-winning homer. You come up with a game-winning home run. There you go. Good for you. Congratulations. As far as the turning point,
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
That 6th inning, you had opportunities. First and third, nobody out. You squeak out a run. Whoopity-doo. Very similar situation to what the Phillies were able to do for their first run of the ball game as well, when you just squeaked out a run thanks to a bobble by Nolen Arenado. He fields that cleanly, no run scores, and that's that. Phillies get a couple of RBI groundouts for both their runs, even if they were they even RBIs? Did they even get credited for the RBI on those? Yeah, both of them credited for the RBI. That was a turning point. That's when you kind of felt, not happening. Not today. Not today. As far as, well, what we're talking about tomorrow, we'll get into in a second. But answer this question for me in the chat. Please, indulge. What's something you don't like doing as much as Trey Turner doesn't like tagging runners at second base? What's something you don't like doing as much as the Phillies don't like winning the day after a travel day? Just what don't you like? Just fill that in for me on the chat, would you? Indulge me, please. Give me a couple of hee-hees on a night where the Phillies come back from a 5-1 road trip and they drop this game in a frustrating fashion to the St. Louis Cardinals. Hit me up. Let me know. All right, when we come back, we'll read a couple of those comments and also tell you what I think people are going to be talking about tomorrow in particular when talking about this Philadelphia Phillies team. Back after this. Monarch Money. You guys like Monarch Money? You like checking your bank account every once in a while and going, dude, where's the money? Happens every once in a while. Things add up, people. That's why Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center that you can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place with Monarch Money. When I started using Monarch Money, I told you guys this 100 times, man. It's too many food deliveries. Too many food deliveries. Cook a meal every once in a while, Farzetta. Well, Monarch Money helped me to say, maybe I should back off that. It's also fantastic because instead of juggling multiple apps, you can just use Monarch Money to check your finances, track your spending, and even plan long-term goals. Got young kids, college, all that stuff. Monarch Money helps with all of it. Manage your money with a partner is also smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without all the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year with monarchmoney.com. You know, I'm not just here to talk baseball tonight, folks. I'm not just here to talk about a decent pistachio, maybe even a subpar pistachio. I am here tonight to talk to you about baseball and wonderful pistachios, okay? Wonderful pistachios. Don't accept anything less than a wonderful pistachio. Don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. Wonderful pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts out there. Oof, it's fantastic. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber as well and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. I love the no-shell variety, less hassle. You dip right into it. Treat yourself every once in a while. You work hard. You don't need to be cracking open the shells. You know what I mean? Little green wonders are fantastic, especially when it comes to that protein, when it comes to the grab-and-go ease of this snack. You know what? If you do enjoy the satisfying crack of a wonderful pistachio, then to each their own. Whether you're running in between meetings, dropping off the kids, maybe a little landscaping if the weather permits, wonderful pistachios are the snack that works as hard as you do. Get cracking, get snacking with the protein punch. Wonderful pistachios. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com. Could you tell I really enjoy doing those reads? Because I really enjoy doing those reads. All right, let's get into what I think you guys are going to be talking about tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So wait a minute. The Phillies go 5-1 on the road trip. Cristopher Sanchez gives you 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Your bullpen only gives up 1 run, and you lose that game? That's what happens? Okay, that's one thing I think you're going to be talking about tomorrow. Something else I think you're going to be talking about tomorrow is Trey Turner's inability to tag guys at second base. Bryce Harper's continued struggles throughout the season with little glimpses of hope, and then they come crashing down to reality. And how maybe the Phillies will win the next 2 games of this series because, you know, they're not traveling. Can we get 6 wins? Can we get 6 series wins in a row? I beg of thee. 6 wins? 6 wins? Can we do that? That'd be fun. I'd love to see that. Let's get into the chat check and see how wonderful people are doing on this fine Monday. Phillies have the off day Thursday, by the way. Evelyn, another travel day, another loss. There we go, Evelyn. Positive news. Kirkering looked good. He did look good. Good for Orion Kirkering. Jess Patrick, 2. Hello. Count on Strahm for traffic and hard contact, or both. A little bit of everything tonight. Polar Muck, why can't Turner tag them out at second? Don't know. Was he terrible at tag as a kid, as a child? I don't want to go back and bring up harsh memories. Maybe he was picked last at tag. I don't know. I would assume he'd be picked first. He's very fast. Maybe just the whole aspect of it. Shies away from contact. I don't know. Maybe he's bashful. Maybe he's bashful. I don't know. Oh, Ari. We were tweeting during the game, friend. Great show today, or great squad show. Eagles squad, that is. Me, Jason Martinez, Harry Mays, Louis DiBiase usually joins us. He had the day off today. Great squad show. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing on Locked On Eagles YouTube as well. Ari says he was laughing a lot. Can't believe there are movie references that I didn't even know. Well, in fairness, I was negative 4 years old when Mark Hamill's Corvette Summer came out. Young. I was negative 4 years old. Okay. So I missed that one. And Miss Scuzzi. Joel Elvers. Bro, that last play of the game had me heated. Who does Walker think he is coming out of nowhere? He did make a great play. To rob Trey Turner of a single, then Harper was next. Would have been great to have a walk-off home run. Joel, I'm seeing your next comment. Let me dream. Okay, good. So we're on the same page here. That wasn't happening. That is a dream. I would love to. That would have been a showman type of move, right? Trey Turner gets a little bloop single into right field. Walker comes and makes a great play, but let's say he doesn't. And then you got the Harper fella coming up, and then he just blasts one in the upper deck. Second deck. Off the facing of the second deck in right field. Phillies walk-off home run. That would have been great. Didn't happen, though. The other thing happened where, we're not happy. Tommy Shrove, hello. Why did we swap so many players? Because they took out the lefty. That's why they did it. I don't like that they did it, but that's what they did do. And I didn't like it. It didn't work. I mean, look, I would love any opportunity for Bryson Stott normally to get in, but he has not exactly been a hot hitter as of late, so I wouldn't mind Edmundo Sosa staying in that ball game. So there you go. Wow, Bryce is now batting 242. Is that what he's down to? 232. Did I misread that? 232 with a 351 on base percentage. Hold at pots and pans. $232. Yeah, you were right. Sorry, Kevin. Yes, you were right. Oh, wait, hold on. No, you corrected it. There you go. Scoozy. The BC says go Dodgers. Yeah, go Dodgers. The Dodgers. That's the team that loses to the Phillies. Yes, that's the team that loses to the Phillies all the time. That's a fun thing. Philly at 8. Speaking of high velocity pitches, how about high velocity between Topper's ears tonight? Pulling Sosa and Rojas. Please trust these guys to produce offense. I would have just kept going with the Bryson Stott the day off, but he opted to not do that. Oh, Jess Patrick, here you go. Here's what you don't like. You don't like taking out the garbage. Now, this would mean you don't take out the garbage. Just like Trey Turner doesn't tag guys at second base, you don't take out the garbage. Here we go. Evelyn, I don't like getting teeth drilled more than Turner Harper's clown show. Fair enough. Let me get rid of this graphic. Sorry about that. Yeah. Ooh, Christopher Michael. Never thought I'd say this about the King, but Bryce is unbearable to watch. Right now, it's no bueno. Oh, this is a good one here. Kevin. I don't like the fact that usually the last driver waiting at a red light to notice the light turn green is the first driver in line. Don't even get me started on traffic. Don't even get me started on traffic. First off, I always look at the light. The light turns green. I give a little downbeat. I look down at the driver in front of me, downbeat. If the driver's head is down, you know what they're doing if his head is down. It's like this. Like the driver's head is like this. Then I go, heart, little love tap. And then, oh, baby. Holy pots and pans. If the little love tap doesn't get him going, then I know it's not even me. It's not even a selfish move. You know what it is? It's a kind move. It's a courtesy to the people behind me at the line of traffic. Today, as a matter of fact, there was a person that had their left turn signal on. Guess what they did? They didn't turn left. There was a car between me and them. You know what the person in the middle of us did? Without a turn signal, they turned left, almost causing accidents all over the place. I should calm down. All right. The Pirates just tied the Mets. There you go. Matt Forstater. But anyway, Kevin, great point on the traffic. I hear what you're saying. Topper's keys to winning: set the lineup left, right, left, and don't let lefties bat against lefties or righties against righties. Yeah, it sounds pretty. I think you got that down. I think you got that. Matt, are you really a burner account for Rob Thompson? Because you just might be in his head. How would you pronounce A-B-O-U-T? Matt with one T. Your real name's probably Matts. All right, anyway. All right. Carrie, how you doing? This team is constructed not to winning World Series. It kind of feels like that, so thanks very much. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Ooh, Julian C. Harper and Trey Turner, $640 million. That seems like a lot. Anybody, thanks everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic as per usual. Unlike the Phillies tonight, you in the chat were wonderful. Let's look at the game tomorrow. Yeah, this series continues. There's more. And, you know, I got the Phillies winning tomorrow, baby. Let's get the positive vibes going. Never mind Sonny Gray's pitching. Just kidding. No, they got this. Sonny Gray, right-handed pitcher going against Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo 3-0 on the season with a 2.11 ERA. Sonny Gray 4-1 with a 3.50 ERA. Sonny Gray is coming off a performance against the Pittsburgh Pirates where he only went 7 scoreless, allowing just 2 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. How about that? But previous to that, he got tagged for 4 runs, including a home run, 3 walks against the New York Metropolitans. It's hopefully a little bit more of that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully a little bit more of that. As for Jesus Luzardo, once again, he'll get the start for the Phillies tomorrow. It'll be his first start since that Tampa Bay Rays series where he went 5 1/3, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits. Did give up a home run, 2 walks as well, striking out 4. That was the 10-inning affair that the Phillies got involved in where they won 7-6 back on the 8th. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow on Locked On Phillies Postcast following the start time tomorrow with Jesus Luzardo and Sonny Gray going at it. Once again, another 6:45 start time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Back with you guys tomorrow. See you guys then. Have a great rest of your night. And yeah, have a good one.